go ahead and just give us a countdown.
Oop, okay.
We fell through the depths. We are unworthy. We are all
Everybody else.
unworthy.
Yeah, everybody else, just go ahead and stay in middle room, basically.
Well,
402. Oh shit, somebody had to do it.
Chris.
And two.
What's this? 3, 2, 1.
And two.
Just because we have a couple people trying to rolls, we're just gonna be going to zero first, and then coming back. So for this one as main tank, you're pretty much just going to be standing right where that gate is in front of us, where Films is currently at. You just back yourself up against that wall and you basically just have a really terrible view the entire time. So you just go ahead and for the main boss, whenever ads come up, go ahead and grab ads, and you just basically do not move from where you're at. Since I'm not going to be doing too much, I'll go ahead and I will kite on one of the sides. And then I just need one healer to volunteer to kite on the other.
I don't spend
Unless
any
you,
pressure
unless
into
you
that.
want to have the practice kiting it, then by all means go for it. I can stay in group and hang out. Sure. Okay, so Yummy, you said you're going to take left, correct? Is that what you said, or...? Okay. So, Kat, you're going to be on the right side, so you'll be over here. I'm not sure if you are aware of how far away you can get or not, but you have to be careful not to be too far away, or else it might end up accidentally resetting the boss. So just this little corner here, where it starts to curve, try and stay in front of it. Don't go further back than that. But the boss will jump 3 times. It'll jump just outside a group's going to land on you. As soon as it lands on you, you can either purge yourself if you want, or just dodge roll out of it. But as soon as it lands on you, you need to make sure that you're either trying to get out of it as it's jumping to you, like as soon as you see it jump at you, roll or start running away, or as soon as it gets there, get out of it. You need to get out of it quickly. It will leave behind an AoE, so you want to catch the first one all the way up against the wall so you have more room to work with. And then if you're going to get a second one, you want to catch it right on the curve of the next one, so that way they overlap as much as possible and you have more room just to run around. You'll want to play solo from a distance, if you're able to. Do you have it proccing on a specific skill right now?
Enough of this rot. Let me out.
I guess I don't quite know enough about healing. I was unaware that healers did try and place that on themselves. So... Sure. No, it makes sense. I've never had a conversation about it, I suppose. So hey, if somebody's giving you that advice, definitely go ahead and stick with it.
Yeah, when are you gonna start healing, Major? You tank, you DPS.
Hey, I've healed VCR, just poorly.
No, regularly. It's your time to shine. I'm ready.
So crushing or for tank, you won't really need either. If you are wearing Encratis, keep crushing because it's just going to be an easy proc for you. But otherwise, that's just going to be a flex spot. Do whatever you want. Yeah, pretty much whatever you want. So you'll just see it's going to be on a timer when it jumps. You'll get a feel for it. Let's see, everybody else. Okay. Alright. Everybody else, we're going to be staying up here in the middle. Whenever the overlapping AoEs come out, just step out of them, roll out of them, just don't be inside of them. Try and just be aware when those are coming and just get out of it. As long as you're not inside those AoEs, you'll be fine. Do not back up too far. As soon as they go away, come right back in. You don't want to kite yourself too far away because you'll reset boss. Okay, everybody ready?
This is what I meant for.
So that's the first one.
I got him.
If you let one of them hit you, your damage is gonna be reduced. But also, if Felms happens to be enraged, those can kill them. Yeah, like it strips. So this circle that we have here is a Felms jump, so we want to make sure that we are not the furthest away, that our healers are the furthest away. See, I jumped a bolt edge and a third. Perfect. My Colossus when he's in. Chained in. Did you come in? Okay. Feels really stupid.
Harning 2.
Necessary death.
These bosses and like the bosses in BCR, like, bro, just stay still. Like, deal with the dragon.
No fear of death.
Victory or
Huh. That was me.
St. Felms was a proud noble warrior, but in his battle
So
to
I know we said
conquer
a couple
death,
people
the
are
only
new to their
casualty
roles.
was his humility.
Everybody knows their lanes though, correct? If not, I can read them out, or you can check the
I
roster for
walked
yourself.
with God. My mistake was believing I
So
could
the
keep up.
biggest thing that's going to prevent us from completing either a +0 or a +1 is going to be deaths. In a, well really in any vAS run, the two most important roles to stay alive are going to be main tank and front kite. And the reason is that if the front kite goes down, then the spit that they catch will end up going. Yumi, if you are not running Zens while you're learning, that's no big deal. I believe that Helios is able to run it if he's got it on him.
I have it on now. If she's running it and I need to take it off, just let me know.
Yeah, just let us know in chat. You want to run it? Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Let me switch then.
Alright, so while you do that, lanes 1 and lanes 8, you're going to be responsible for keeping an eye on front kite. Yumi's front kite. If she happens to go down, she'll be on mic and let you know. And what you need to do is you need to come up front here. First thing that you're going to do is catch the spit that comes from the main boss. As soon as that spit drops, make sure it's not going to drop exactly where you're standing. As soon as that drops, you'll have a couple seconds run over, grab a res on her. If we don't do that in time, then the spit's going to drop on the main tank. And if spit drops on the main tank, then he's going to have to turn to one side or the other, and then that could get weird spits or breath to come on either entrance or exit side. So we want to keep an eye on those two as much as possible. The next most important thing is just making sure that the rest of us stay alive on a +0. Because when one person goes down, then we have to have another one, getting res, and you'll fall behind. Want to make sure that you keep in mind that your lanes are just sort of, they're suggestions rather than you have to stay there the entire absolute time. If you get caught in a weird spot for kite and you are out of position, it is better for you to be predictable rather than try and run across the entire room to get back to your spot and likely drop one of those kite circles and kill your partners. So keep an eye on where your assigned lanes are. Make sure that you're kiting back during that. For DPS, if you are not wearing Medusa, during kite you will be wanting to use channeled acceleration. Not only because you need to refresh that, but because the duration is almost the exact same as it is in between the kite phases. So do not let that fall off. That's going to be very important. As for your kite lanes, during kite, you just want to back up slowly in your lane, come back in. If your back kiter is wearing Olo instead of SPC, the place that they are going to be placing Olo is always going to be at the tail. So make sure that after you're done kiting, or whenever you see it, you come to tail, pick up your Olo, get back into your spots. You want to DPS this fight closer to the boss than you do back into entrance or exit, because you want to give yourself enough room to actually walk around during kite. If kite starts and you're already back here, you're going to be squished. Technically, you don't need that much room. Once you get comfy with it, you can pretty much kite in a circle, but it's better to get into the habit to run up sort of towards tail and stay there. There are specific jump percentages. When protectors are up, main boss isn't going to be taking damage. You guys do know the drill on that. Now, make sure that you are trying to keep your wall of elements and your orbs heading towards Olms at all times. We are not trying to kill minis or protectors repeatedly. The goal is to get Olms down as fast as possible. So keep your main dots on the boss, get some spambles on those protectors, get them down soon. Since this is a +0, it should be relatively easy. For main tank, when you start, you can pretty much, you want her to take about 2 steps towards you this way. That should get you to a good position to where he is going to jump the correct way during first jump phase. You don't have to block a whole lot in this. He's always going to do either 2 or 3 heavy attacks. You can't really tell how many it's going to do. You'll just have to keep an eye out for it. The heavy attacks is the only thing you need to block. You can also roll them if you'd prefer. When he does his breath, you can roll out to the side, reapply your wall, any kind of other buffs or debuffs you have. But your main job is to keep him in the middle as much as possible and looking straight at you without moving around. If you end up getting too far back here, you'll end up squishing your front kiter, and then you may need to rearrange a little bit. But as long as pretty much your person, is in line with these lights, you're in the right spot. Not the boss, you want you to be in line with the lights. Does that make sense?
If I remember correctly, that little bear spot right there is kind of where I want to be.
Pretty much, you'll see his his butt's going to be over the square that's in the middle of the room.
Right.
Yeah. During kite phase, tanks don't want to move. There's a safe spot that's underneath tanks that you can sort of take a step here or off to the side. I mean, I say here, but not where we're actually jumping. Where you tank from, you really aren't going to have to move maybe 1 step to the side or the other. Reason that you don't want to kite backwards during kite as tank is because your healer's probably going to be running around like a nutcase.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overlap with them. So for group healer, you are going to feel awkward the whole time because you're just going to be far away. You don't want to be caught in group during kite because then you're going to be in someone's lane. You will get into the habit of being back here pretty much at the lights because you always want to be either at the lights or even further behind it. If you are far enough away, you most likely won't even get kite, or you'll only get 1 or 2. But are you wearing Olo or SBC? Olo, okay. So you don't really have to worry about making sure that each side is overhealed to maintain that buff. But there's a lot of skills that you just aren't going to need on this. So like Combat Prayer, you won't even use it as a group healer in vAS because you're not really going to be in range once you start doing pluses. You know, if you've got it on, if you think that you can, you know, work through the timing, you know, feel free to have whatever setup you have now, and then we can help you get some different bar setups for later on. But for now, let's go ahead and we'll do a pool. Does anybody have any questions about their lane or positions? Okay, sure. Sure. I don't know if I have a specific diagram handy.
I posted a photo in the Discord.
Oh, perfect. I was gonna say I didn't have one saved. So lane 6 is actually, lane 6 is a fun lane. I actually enjoy it quite a bit, because it's my preferred lane when I DPS. So for you, when you kite backwards from the boss, you're over here on the exit side, you're basically making a straight line from the boss back to this light. So you're always aimed back at the light, because lane 8 is going to be over in exit, lane 7 is also going to be an exit, and then you just back to the light, hook back around, and come straight into the boss. So that's your spot there. And that's going to be the same for lane 3 as well. It was the same lane that Berlin has, just on the other side. So since the boss isn't there, I can go a little closer. So during kite, you just kite backwards towards that light, and loop back around. Sure, go ahead. So when we do a plus Felms, you will be back here because you're still going to have to most likely catch jumps during the main boss's jump. So I would say it's better to get into the habit of staying back here out of the way. A good spot for you is going to be sort of by these lights back in here. Make sure you're still blocking during it. Block cast, you know, either rapid regen or any kind of other heals. Yomi, do you have a preference during jumps of which side that you throw some springs or some heals into, entrance or exit? You prefer exit? Okay. So yeah, Kat, you'll want to stay on this side then. So during jump, you still have to throw out some heals towards group. If Felms is not up, or if we're just doing a +0, or you know, whatever you want to call, if you do want to come the whole way in here, you can. But it would be better for you to get into the habit of just making sure you're back far enough here. So just be all the way back in, make sure you're holding block and block casting some skills. DPS during the main boss jump phases, when you're in the entrance or exit doors, you will get those, AoEs that are under your feet. Those ones don't matter if you overlap. You can be standing on top of each other, you're not going to hurt each other. So you don't have to worry about stacking during that part. Put on a purge. That's the only other thing that we didn't really go over is during execute. So in execute there will be a fire mechanic. 3 sides of the room are going to fill up with fire every single time. There will be one side that's always going to be clear. It's going to change each time, but it will either be the entrance or the exit side. Now, it's going to hurt significantly more if you are in the middle of that fire or all the way in the back. So you want to try and position yourself to where you're either in the middle of the room or just not in fire at all, because you won't take as much damage. As group healer, you're sort of stuck because you have to be back here, and same for front kiter, you pretty much have to be there. So the best thing to do is just you know, shield up during that phase, and then plop a purge as soon as it's gone. If you are on a Templar, Cat, what you'll want to do as well is make sure that when you do have a free time to run into group, put your Purify circle down, and DPS will know to look in the middle for that as well, so that way they can purge themselves, in case you and I aren't in range. I'll try and see if maybe I can help you get a good learning setup for that. For now, I would say if it's just between one or the other, go ahead and just keep the Purify circle on, because I do have Purge as off tank. and I'm not going to be doing anything except for, you know, run around getting some reses whenever needed. But yeah, I'd say go ahead, just keep your circle. Make sure that as soon as you need it, you're using it for yourself as well. So, all right. Bunch of information. I'm sure half of you tuned me out a long time ago. Any other questions before we start? You good on positioning, or do you want me to hang out up here and let you know if you're good?
Oh, it should be good.
Okay, go for it.
Resurrection is alive. There is only
everybody else,
torment for you
tail.
here.
First jump is going to be at 90%. So about 91, 92%. Go ahead and get into their entrance or exit. Okay, get to your side. All the way in. Jump's coming. Get into the entrance or exit. He's done jumping next time. Everybody run into tail. You're ready for Kite. Get ready after Kite. Kite. So you guys go ahead.
Flying.
There's a protector out. Vapors will not take damage. Yeah, those protectors. Even if you don't yourself pull out protector, you see that there is a lightning that's connecting the main boss to one of the sides. That's how you know if there's a protector out. It's actually connect itself to it. So right now there's a protector at exit. Okay. You forgot to use your acceleration. So you apply it now. Check it out. Jump. Jumping.
One and two.
Ready for Kite.
Ah, fuck. I'm down.
Okay, watch spin on exit. Just take him back again.
Yeah.
Good.
Whoa. Fuck. Bar swap.
You're
God
good.
damn it.
Alright, there's a protector that's on entrance. Let's get somebody up front to go ahead and get Yomi, as well as
Trying.
breath from main to boss. Watch yourself. Kite.
Get yummy.
Don't take them right away when you stand up. Go ahead and get resources back first.
He didn't get me.
Get that before I could get him.
Alright, let's get somebody. Okay, good. Oh shit. I looked away. Both things done. Let's go ahead and call out who they are on.
Get major. I got major.
Everybody else. Let's get a protector. big push here. Protector's down.
Well, Harden 2.
Straight back in.
Wow.
Get ready for kite. Make sure you're picking up your rope.
Got him. Come on. God damn. My bar swap's fucking lagging.
Good.
Press.
Watch breath. I'll turn around here in a second.
Son of a bitch.
It's alright. Is it just bar swaps?
Yep.
Yeah, while you're jumping.
Got him.
Let's get our res before we do anything else. You are open, not currently on a res. You're on.
may have been more fitting for the three saints to
So
depart
we'll
as
have
they
to travel
arrived
on.
in unity.
Go ahead.
But I'm glad all
Yeah.
We'll stay in here then if you've got a positioning
the
questions.
burden of
It
the
grows
up?
lighter